Hi everyone, welcome back. For those who are new here, my name is Adriana. I like everything DIY, thrifting, sewing, gardening, just to name a few. Today I'm going to work on a few items I picked up at my friend Joni's garage sale and a tray that was gifted to me by my friend Laura. This pin board is really pretty. It has a white frame and the backing is a burlap fabric instead of the usual cork board, and it does come with the pins, but I really wanted to give it a new look. I quickly wiped it down with the Clorox wipe and covered the burlap using painter's tape. I wanted to use some milk paint that I had in stock, and the milk paint that I used was Sweet Pickins and the color was Pantry Door. Milk paint comes in a powdered form, so you got to mix equal part of water to the powder. You mix it well, and now it gives you like that crackle effect, even that chippy look. Once you heat it with the heat gun, more heat you apply, more you'll get that crackle effect. But in my case, it started peeling off. I didn't like the look of it. It was peeling too much, so I took a baby wipe and just wiped it all off. No big deal. I went with one of my favorite color chalk paint by Waverly, which is the Moss. I usually buy it at Walmart or Walmart online. I gave it 2 coats of paint and used my heat gun to speed up the drying process. Once it was dried, I took a 220 grit sandpaper and just went over the raised edges until I got that distressed look. Sorry I didn't get that part on film. I really like this color Moss, and on this frame you could see a lot of grooves. So I'm going to take some wax because I want to get the highlights more and get some white into the grooves of the frame. So I'm using DIY clear wax and white wax also. Now, before I use the color wax, I always clear wax first. Not everyone does it this way, and I have tried both ways before. I just prefer using the clear wax first. To me, I have more control over removing the colored wax. So I'm brushing on the clear wax first and using an old white t-shirt and remove the excess wax. Now, after the clear wax, I do the same thing with the white wax. I brush on the white wax and then I wipe it off until I get it to the look that I'm going for, that I like. I like to see a little bit of the white settle into the grooves. It just looks so pretty. Now that the pin board is complete, I just took a little twine, went around the frame, just so I can attach my pretty little tag. Moving on to the second project, I'm going to call it a mailbox. This looks like it was definitely handmade, and I love the little brass accent in the front. So I'm going to give it a wipe down, and I am going to sand it inside and out. And then I'm going to use a Dixie Belle paint in the color Drop Cloth. It really is a pretty color. It does actually look like drop cloth. I give this box 2 coats of paint. Now, in between the coats of paint, I do use the heat gun because I like to speed up the process. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, you can use a blow dryer if you like. On chalk paint, keep it at a cool setting. You don't want it too high because it does like crack the paint. If not, just, let it dry. Just, make sure before you move on to another coat, because with chalk paint, if it's not dry and you go and put another coat on, sometimes it'll pull the paint away. Now here you'll see me that I did get paint on the actual brass piece, and I did use the sandpaper to remove some of the paint. I want that chippy look, and I'm also going around the whole box distressing it because I do want to bring back some of the wood. I just think, again, this box is an older piece, so I just want to bring back some of the character of it. Here I just wipe off the dust. Now I'm going to use IOD transfers in the traditional pots. Now, I'm not going to use the whole transfer. I'm going to cut it and just piece it onto where I want it on the box. Now, when you use IOD transfer, just make sure you peel off the white backing. Place the transfer down, rub it with the tool that comes in the kit, and just peel it back as you're rubbing, and just go over it to make sure it sticks to the surface. Now, again, I remove the white backing, place it down. I use the transfer tool, and you just lift up the clear plastic, turn it around, make sure it's sticking to your surface. Now I take a little hand sander. I wanted to distress it a little so it just looks better with the piece. And here I'm going to take Sloan clear wax. Now, guys, Sloan clear wax by far is my favorite. When I do refinish furniture pieces, I just use Sloan. It's amazing. So here it is. The second project is complete. Moving on to the last project, I'm going to take this coffee tray, wipe it down first, and remove the sticker that's on the back. If you notice that the word coffee and the little design is kind of raised, so I did take a sandpaper and did sand it before I started to paint, but it was really kind of deep. So I do 2 coats of chalk paint here. Once I was done with the 2 coats, to be honest, I still saw the wording of coffee. So I decided to paint it in a Waverly color, the name Agave. But before I do that, I do take a hand sander and go over it lightly. And I started painting, again, the middle part of the tray. And then I also do the back side of the tray. After all the paint was dried, I did decide to distress the tray. So I did go around with a little hand sander. I am going to use IOD transfer. This transfer is called Lemon Drops. I just thought the yellow brings out that beautiful color on the tray. So now there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just how you want it to look. So I just cut out the groups of the lemons, so it's easier to work with when I cut them down into groups. So here I'm just gonna again peel away the white backing, place it down on my tray, and on some pieces of the tray I am gonna have it curve behind the tray, so you just take the plastic and just mold it to whatever surface you're using and continue to rub down on it. And again, you're going to peel the plastic as you're rubbing away from the tray. Now, I do this also on the side of the tray. I do come up and on the back side of the tray. So again, it's just what you prefer, and just have fun with it. Here I'm going to interrupt the lovely music just to let you know I took an X-Acto knife. So where there are cuts in the wood, planks, I'm going to take the X-Acto knife and just slightly go over it, and you are going to cut through the transfer. This is so it just doesn't peel in that area. So after you just cut through it, you just rub on it just to make sure it sticks. Here again, I'm going to seal the tray with Sloan clear wax. Again, you just wipe it on with a cloth. I happen to have an old white t-shirt, so you're just going to wipe it on and remove any excess of the wax. Well, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope I gave you a few ideas on how to give new life to items you might just have laying around the house. Well, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. And for my new followers, welcome. And please let me know in the comment where you're watching from. Have a great day. Until next time, my friends. Ciao.